Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Bruce from the River Suck Out, and this is my second Heads Up No Limit Hold'em tournament that I played today. I plan on playing a few of them, but I'm not sure if I'm going to play any more than this. I might just play in some other standard tournaments. So we're off right away, just the same as the previous tournament that I just played today. A $2 buy-in. I'm going to basically be playing the same exact way that I was in the last tournament. Different opponent, obviously. And they might play a little differently, so we have to adjust if they do. So king high, and it wins. And the last one turned into a 3-part video. Hopefully this one doesn't last as long. I didn't expect it to last time, but I have 2 pair with the queen kicker. Same thing. And he has a king kicker, so one better. 9-5 offsuit. It's a little scarier flop for both of us, so I will bet, and he will fold. Out of position. I did flop a pair of kings. Take a stab. I'm going to continue to stab at it with the min bet. Now 2 pair. I'm going to bet it a little bigger. 60. And he folds. Ace Jack is a little better. So I'll raise it up. I do have the button. Completely missed. Not going to stop me from continuation betting. And he folds. I like this hand. It's actually my favorite hand to start with. I did flop a pair. I will let him continue to be the aggressor. I'm going to come in for a raise here, just a min raise. And he re-raises, so it's going to get interesting. Now I turned a flush draw, so I'm going to check and see what he does. He bets 160. I don't think I can fold it. But bigger pot out there, and I just have a pair of 10s. Hopefully he just checks behind. But he doesn't. That's a big bet. Not really sure what he could have here. He re-raised me on the flop, so he must have a better 10, in my opinion. But I want to see what he has. And he has 2 pair. So I was right, he did have a better 10. But that was a big call by me. And now he's got the chip lead. Turn the nut flush draw. And I missed it, just sitting here with queen high. And I'm going to end up losing this hand as well. So this one I start off down 500 chips already. And pair of 8s. Continue to do those little min bets. And the pair of 8s is good. So I'm on the button. I have king 9. I will raise. Eight 4 offsuit, just gonna check it. Flop 2 pair. Hopefully he stabs, which he doesn't, so now I will. And I'm climbing back a little bit. On the button with the suited connector, I'll come in for a raise this time. And like I said, I do raise quite a bit when we're heads up. Never letting your opponent try and guess your hand. So flop a pair of 4s, gonna do the insta min bet. And again, there's no pauses in this video because I am involved in every hand. So I raise it up and I hit a pair of jacks, and I will continue. Now there's an ace and a queen out there, so I'm going to slow down just a little bit. I'm just going to check it and see if I win it. And I do. Queen high. Pair of queens, min bet. And continue the same bet all the way through. I'm just taking a little from him here and there. So king high. He raises. I do have the button, so I'll continue to call. And I'm going to fold it. Flop nothing. Pair of 3s, min bet, find out where I'm at. I'll check one time. He does the same. Maybe I have the best hand. Just bottom pair. And he gets a 6 on the river. Call calling with absolute nothing. But I think he's catching on to my plays. But I do bet with a hand that had him beat. So here I really have nothing. Turn a straight draw, need a queen. And I really doubt I'm going to win this hand. Queen High's going to win it. Deuce 7. At least it's suited, but I completely missed. Pair of deuces. Well, now I have 2 pair. I'm going to bet 60, half the pot. He raises me again. Just a pair of queens. Ace from the button. Raise it up. He re-raises. So I miss. And I have a feeling he's getting a little angry. He's got to be on a little bit of tilt. From the deuce 7 at least. I just don't, I want to see what he's got here. That's why I'm calling. I mean, he's min raising me quite a bit. But that's a big bet. This time, I'm going to have to lay it down. Last time I learned my lesson. He might have actually been bluffing there, but I just had ace high with a 4 kicker. This is probably going to turn into another battle over $2. Straight draw with I need a 7. And I miss. I'm just going to basically give up on this hand. Well, I said I was going to give up, but I'm not now that he's checked so many times. And he calls with a pair of 8s. I should have just gave up like I said. Nothing here. Straight draw with a 4. And Jack High is probably not going to be good enough. Well, I'm just going to fold that one. Don't have any chances of improving. I don't really fold much in heads up. And you'll notice that I do this. I play the same exact way when we're heads up in a bigger tournament as well. Try and take a lot of stabs. And pick up a little solid hand. Come in for a raise. Continuation bet of 60. This time he calls. I'm going to check. Hopefully he bets. He does. And I'm just going to call. And I'm going to check him on the river. Hopefully he bets. And this time if he does, I'm going to raise him. There's a big bet. Well, I was going to raise, but now I'm not because that's a big enough bet. Chances are it's a bluff. It's either a bluff or he has me beat. But I'm going to call. He does have me beat. So because of the size of his bet, I didn't re-raise him like I said I was going to. But if he would bet a little smaller, then I would have raised. Okay, so here I have an ace, and he's re-raised me. I'm just going to try and get it all in there. It's probably a bad play. Well, I have the best hand. Need to avoid a king or a queen. And I double up. So we're basically back to even. And I went all in there because, and like I said it before, an ace is usually a good hand in heads up. And I was getting pretty short stacked, so I needed to get it in there. Turn it into another battle. They always do. Do a min raise from the button, and I flop 3 10s. You wouldn't think that I would bet a 10 here if I had a 10, but I do. Seven deuce wins the hand. Ace from the button, suited. Not going to go all in this time like I did last time. I did flop pretty good diamond draw. He bets 100. I'm going to do a min raise. And there's my diamonds. The board did pair, but I love my hand now. So he min bets it. I'm going to try and get some more money in there. I'm not going to let it slide for just 20. Make it 280. Probably going to scare him out, yep. But I do pick up the chip lead. Nine jack. Do a min raise. Pretty good flop for me. Opening the straight draw, pair of 9s. two pair, but it puts an easy straight on the board. So I'm just going to check one time. Now there's a straight on the board, so we're just going to check it. Split the pot. Little suited connector. He folds. Another decent hand. Raise it up from the button. And flopped open-ended. He bets 30. I'll just call. Same thing. And I miss. And I really can't win this hand unless I raise, but it's such a small bet that I really want to see what he has. So a pair of eights is going to win the hand. I wish he would have hit his ace. Would have been a great card for me. King high. I'm just going to fold it. Might have had the best hand there, but flop nothing. I'm going to stab at it. Wins the hand. Okay. Solid starting hand. Going to do a raise. Making it 90. Still like the flop. It's actually a very good flop because if he might raise me with the hand if he had a pair of eights or something like that. I don't like the queen, don't like the ace. I'm going to see if I can't just check it down. And I do. Another solid starting hand. It's a solid starting hand in heads up. It's not so great in a bigger tournament, but flop top pair and win the hand. And just like that, I basically switch positions with him. Have a pair of sevens. He folds. Another solid hand. 90. This time I miss. He's probably got a pair of that part of that board, but he's betting so small again. I'm just gonna fold it. I've learned my lesson. When he min bets like that, he's probably just got a 6 or a 7, maybe even a 4. But he's got part of that board. He wants me to call, or he wants to keep it cheap. Pair of sixes. Seen this hand one time. Flop a little spade draw. Try and put a little more money in there. He folds. Pair of sevens. That insta bet on the flop. I do that quite a bit. King high. I was going to raise, but I'll just call. And I was going to raise because, you know, like an ace and a king are usually good in heads up. But he had to have flop part of that, and he raises me, and I'm out. Queen high. And again, this is another guy that's not doing a whole lot of raising pre-flop. I seem to be the one doing all the raises. Ace 10. Standard 3 times the big blind. It's a pretty good flop. I flopped nut flush draw. King would give me a straight. There's the straight. I'm going to check one time, see if he doesn't bet the river. He doesn't, so I'm going to bet just a little bit. 120. Hopefully he calls. So I've got him doubled in chips. Queen 8 suited. I miss. Diamond draw, min bet. 2 pair with the queen kicker. He checks. Ooh, good thing I didn't hit my diamonds. Could have been bad. I'm on the button. Queen 9. I'm going to raise it up. And I miss. But I'm going to bet again. Represent the king. He folds. Four, 5, I'll just limp in. Pair of 4s and a straight draw, min bet. Okay, we got action. 3 4s. He's the aggressor. Now I'm going to min raise him. He bet it pretty big. 180 is a pretty big bet. He's all in. I have no other choice but to call. And he's pretty much drawing to an 8. So that does that. I got lucky on the 4. But now I'm able to put an end to this video in at least 15 minutes or less. It's going to work out pretty perfectly. So that's number 2. I've played 2 heads-up tournaments, and I won both of them. So hope you guys enjoyed that one. And I think my buddy Dustin's actually on his way over here right now to my house, and we're going to play in a tournament together. So we might just post that tonight if we do well. We might just post it tomorrow. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.